I knew I was going to have a good time when we did this interview because you're like me. You can just go in and talk about whatever.
Yeah, we're talking about headsets.
I was like, hey, Leslie, do you want to? You're like, yes, I want to.
I love being front and center.
Really?
Totally.
Couldn't tell.
Okay, but mostly I like to tell people what I'm so love my job. I love my job.
Yes, so that's one thing that I used to scare away from, but my dad would tell me, he was like, you have so many stories that people need to hear.
Yeah.
Because if you've gone through it, that means other people can look at you and go, wait, he got through it, I can get through it too.
Yeah.
And so if I can be a voice, if you can be a voice to the agents that watch content, because when I was young in the business, I would watch YouTube videos. I would study underwriting guidelines and all this stuff. All the time.
Yes.
But that's how we got the knowledge. And so if you can be front and center and just tell people the things that you've done, how you got there today, what you've done to get there, what you've done wrong, what you've done right, helps collapse those time frames of the things that people gone through. Because I could have told you, I didn't learn this. It took me 2.5 years to get on my first standing direct mail lead order.
That blows my mind.
Right?
I was on an order immediately.
Right. But look, I came into the business and the place that I worked at, I think it was the same one as you.
Yeah.
They had these lead inventory. So they'd send out this email every single day, like, you got leads. And you could just go buy them. Mm-hmm. But it felt like I was an indentured servant. I was like buying a shovel to then go to work, and I had to pay for the shovel. Mm-hmm. And it was like more, the shovel cost more than my daily wage. Mm-hmm. So I was like,
let's not go back that far in memory lane.
Well, it's a real thing. And so
there's still agents doing that. That's what blows me away.
Correct. There's so many agents that are using that setup. And here's the thing. I never say anything bad about that company. It was a great platform for me to get started in the insurance business. Yep. I would have never gotten started in the insurance business had I not gone through that. It was a great way for me to learn about final expense. It was a great way for me to learn about insurance, burials, cremations, and now I consider myself a funeral expert. I know all there is to know about funerals.
What's the name of that drawer thing? We just had this conversation.
Wait, we should know this, but we don't know that.
It's like concrete wall or stone.
Yeah.
And they have headstones in the walls.
Yeah.
Do you know I've actually never been close to one? I've only ever been to the funeral parlor and to the gravesite. I've never been in the building in the graveyard where there's like a one of those.
I went as far as whenever one of my clients passed away, the client's beneficiary called and was like, hey, we need help. I made a mistake and did exactly what you said not to do. I took our $10,000 policy to the funeral home, and I'm sitting with him right now, and he's telling me it's going to cost $9,800. And I was like, stop, I'll be there in 30 minutes. And I drove there.
And you met him at the funeral home?
I met him at the funeral home.
Good for you.
And I was like, hey, I'm the agent. Tell me why it's going to cost this much. And I went through line by line, and I knew all this stuff. And I was like, well, why are we paying for that?
Yeah.
Like,
they hated you.
Oh my gosh.
The client needs this money.
I called while I was in that office, a funeral home down the street. And I said, hey, I'm here. I got what's called their general price list on this one.
Can you beat it, bro?
Can you beat it?
Yes.
And they go, on speakerphone, I will beat it by $2,000. And this guy folds, he goes, I'll do the same price. So right there, I saved her $2,800.
That is huge. Matt, you've got some of the best stories, I swear.
And so here's the best part, okay? I did it because it was the right thing to do, because I was like, why are they getting taken advantage of? And that's what you're supposed to do, is be that person. I was so invited to that funeral, right? I sat front row. She's gripping my hand. Like, it's sad. I mean, name's Mr. Jan, like, cool dude. He was 80. He got a level coverage at 80 years old. Passed away in 3 months. Paid the claim.
Really?
Great story.
Oh my
Great story.
gosh.
So again, she thinks I'm the hero. They had me speak at the funeral. I'm not kidding about this.
What?
I spoke at this funeral.
Did you do a pitch?
I didn't know pitch, and I was like, hey, I know you don't want to do a mess. I am Mr. Jan's life insurance agent. He got this policy, and then shortly after he passed away, luckily we paid the claim. Take care of all this homegoing service. It was a homegoing service, if you get what I'm saying.
Oh, that's Southern.
Oh yeah, homegoing service, and And I'm not kidding. That's all I did. And I was like, they wanted me to speak. He was a good friend of mine. I know he liked this. I knew a couple. He liked his Pepsis and his cigars. So I just told a little bit about him. I really didn't know what I was doing. This is like 6 months into the business. And gosh. I sat back down. We go to, the after party or whatever. Go to the house. Dude,
after the party.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't remember what it's called.
It's where did everybody bring a dish?
Everybody brought a dish.
Yes.
Right.
It's like the we need to. Have we made it in this business? Serious? Oh my God.
Let's just call it the after party. Okay?
Yeah.
But we all know what it is. We've all seen movies.
It's like the family gathering part.
Yes. I'm there, and I'm sitting down. I gave away my business card to everybody. I wrote the next week $13,000.
We need to be at more funerals.
Like, it's insane that agents don't do it.
You realize I've never been to a client's funeral. I've had so many death claims. I send flowers. I send everything. I'll
tell you how to change your life if you're a final expense agent. If someone passes away and the death claim is paid, especially in that 2-year contestability period,
yes,
you go
to that funeral.
Not even go to the funeral. You go to the beneficiary's house and you go, hey, I was the insurance agent. I want to let you know that the claim is going to be paid. Everything's going to be taken care of. You're going to get a check for X amount. I just wanted to bring back some flowers and a card and let you know if there's anything you need, you just let me know. From that alone.
I've done that.
From that alone, you'll get so many calls of, hey, after all of this, we need to talk to you.
And you write the whole family up.
The entire family.
Yeah. And I feel like, though, the going to the funeral part, like, I'm a seasoned agent. I've been to plenty of funerals. Like, in our business, it's almost numbing, how many funerals we go to. I don't want to talk anybody out of the business. It is so rewarding. Like, the business is rewarding. To take somebody from here to here on their emotional roller coaster and let them do their let them do their thing, like grieving process, and not have to worry about it, is rewarding.
Yeah.
And watching them have money when they didn't, when the big checks pay out, that's rewarding. Then watching a spouse who has nothing get left with money and then helping them secure that money with annuities and making sure that the husband was like, I want to make sure my wife has a payment every month, like I'm still here. Like, those are reasons why I'm in the business.
The true end-to-end solution is what we're in it for. And then, talk about rewarding. Let's talk about Medicare.
Dude, so transitioning from that part is like, not everybody can do this business. I think that's a fair statement, right? I mean, everybody could do the business, but there are some people that are emotionally connected, and it hurts them because they just feel everything that people are feeling. So I would say for the person that's like super empathetic, that has a hard time with life, Medicare is the way to go, because you're dealing with the people while they're still here, and you're making sure that they're not terrorized by medical bills while they're still alive. And, like, that's where I get all of the ancillary products, like the cancer, the heart attack.
Yeah, that's what you're really good at that I haven't seen too many people do, is learning to cross-sell.
It's cake.
Like HIT plans, cancer plans.
Easy.
So easy.
It falls in your lap. I got 6 in one house the other day.
Yeah.
Ended up with 10 apps that day.
Wow.
And I was there for about 2 hours. Well, I was there for 2 hours because I was talking a lot. I really liked them. But the bundle process is simple. It's all on one page, one screen, boom, boom, boom. It really doesn't take that long. Back in the day, if we had to do 6 apps, it was like a paper for each app. Now it's a point click, add to cart.
It's like kind of a la carte kind of thing.
And I'm like, listen, I start with like, maybe for about $3 a day, we can get you this. Because if I start there, I'm going to generally get to what the monthly would be for both people.
Right.
$3 to $5 a day to cover you both for this. And I can work my way down into a more affordable package for about $1 a day if we need to take something off.
Yeah.
So that's
it just sounds way better than it's going to be $90 a month.
Yeah, do the $1 a day thing.
Yeah. I used to do, when I was doing final expense, this is a tip for anybody. I'd go, you're probably like my grandmother, she only makes $2,000 a month. And they'd go, $2,000 a month? I only make $1,000, right? Because they want to compete. They're like, I make less money than your grandma kind of thing, right? Well, now they just told me what they have.
Yep.
And I'd say, well, Ms. Jones, completely understandable. My company doesn't even allow me to spend any more than 5 to 7% of your monthly income on your final expenses. So for you, that's between $50 and $70. Now, is that comfortable or outrageous? Mm-hmm. They go, well, that's pretty comfortable. Mm-hmm. So now I'm quoting them for 49, 49, 57, and 68. Mm-hmm. What do you think they're choosing? They're choosing. So, but the logic behind that is I went from like 49. I'd go from like 50, like 51 to 57, and then I'd go from 57 to like 63. Even though it's 6 for each one.
Yeah.
Because it's in 50 to 50, but it goes from 50 to 60. They just think that it's $10 more.
Yeah.
So they choose the one in the middle
up natural.
every single time.
Yeah.
I call it the popcorn method. It's just there's a psychology thing there.
Yeah.
And they chose it in the middle every single time. But using that, Ms. Jones, my company doesn't even allow me to spend.
Everything is psycho.
And yeah, everything's psycho. And that
psychology
works.
driven. Like our whole business is all about tonality, framing what you want to get out of the client. Like you frame it the right way with what you say, and it's not mean, it's not evil, it's like not.
But it's not just that, it's the psychology of the agent, right? We go into this business, we were sold on this opportunity, right? $100,000 a year, $200,000 a year, $500,000 a year. You see the guy with the nice car, the nice suit on social media. And yes, however, there's a lot that goes into that. People want to be Leslie, right? They don't want to be Leslie 4 years ago.
Right.
They didn't want to be Matthew Murray 6 years ago or whenever we were going through our first company.
4 years ago, I was doing good.
Okay.
But go back farther.
Right, exactly. They want to be you now, but they didn't want to be when you get started. Right? There's a starting point for everybody, but your mindset hasn't changed throughout the whole thing. It's
literally, I was just saying that the other day to my aunt, who is actually my newest agent and crushing it. So shout
out to Rebecca.
I'm like, yes, and she was in the union for 20-something years, and so she said she was institutionalized.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was literally like, me too, because I've been doing literally the same dial schedule, and I've been doing the same thing in the house with each client for so long. A few things have changed. We've added the bundle. But the psychology of the sale has been the same the whole time. My dial schedule has been the same the entire time. So I'm institutionalized too.
And that's okay, but like people think, they get sold on this dream that you can be a business owner, you get to schedule your own time. No. Your time, you have more of a strict schedule than
a regular 9 to 5.
You got it.
Yep.
More strict schedule than that.
Way more. I have to schedule everything. And that was one of her big issues. Was she was in worked for hospitality in the union for 25 years plus. So how do you help somebody that is used to that become independent? There's time management is probably the number one agent killer. It's got to be. And so that's why we have a structure and a schedule that isn't tight. Like, this is it. It's not 40 hours. I mean, imagine if the agent actually spent 40 hours on their business.
I tell everybody. I said, go download a free app on your phone. I can't remember what the name of it is, but basically a clock in, clock out. It's usually free.
Oh, it's called clock out.
Yeah, okay.
Time
and
clock or something.
If you time yourself for income producing activities where you're actually working, whether it be making phone calls to try to set appointments, whether it be door knocking, if you're doing final expense.
Text automation.
Yeah, text automation. If you're sitting down with a client, right? Those are all income producing activities. If you clock yourself doing that, you know what the average agent does in a week?
What?
Less than 8 hours.
Oh, for sure.
Less than 8 hours. But if you just even did it 20 hours a week, true income producing activities, which all that is calling and setting your appointments for 2 days a week, essentially, and setting yourself up for 2 to 3 days in the field, and then run those appointments. You would work anywhere between 20 to 24 hours a week, and you would make well over 6 figures and sell a ton of Medicare. But people don't do it. They get ready to get ready. I got my binder.
Yeah.
I went to Staples the other day. I got the binder. I got the color codings and the
One
highlighters.
for each city. I printed out my leads.
I printed out my leads. I put them in each city. I went by the zip codes.
Is it organized by zip code?
Yeah.
Put the addresses in the Garmin.
Yeah. I studied the script. I'm ready.
Oh, I studied the script.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
I studied the script. Did you call? How did you study? Did you call somebody?
Do you know I never studied a script? I'm having flashback deja vu. When I started, I was listening to somebody dial, and I was handwriting what they were saying down. And then I did it again, and then I did it again, and then I dialed, and I was the scaredest I've ever been in my life, making that first call. That first call was so insane, and I booked it, and I have no idea what I said.
I told you about the first time I made a sale, right?
No.
Okay.
Wait, I think so. Go ahead.
I'll tell you again. It's still funny.
Yeah.
I had no idea what I was doing. I just got licensed. I watched a presentation where the guy was going to pay me $315 for every sale, and I was like, okay, as long as I can do this, like I'm going to do this, right? That was Monday. I had my license, and I was contracted by Thursday afternoon. Friday they gave me leads. It was a walk list. It was just it wasn't even a lead. It was just a walk list. I knock on the door, Miss Jocelyn Green.
You remember the name?
Oh my gosh, I never forget. She opened the door. She goes, "Who are you?" I said, "I'm Matthew Murray, and you filled out a card about insurance." She goes, "I sure did not." I said, "Your name's right here on this list. I got 100 names of people I got to see today. You're number one. I got to get through this." And she was like, "Well, I guess I did. Come on in." And I sat down with her, and I got real close. I said, "Miss Jocelyn, I got to be real with you. I got no idea what I'm doing. But what I can tell you is that if you give me a check right now for $50 and you answer no to all these health questions, and you're not lying, we go through the whole phone review, and you pass away after they say yes, if you pass away the next day, your family's going to get exactly, the old rape." I said, "Hang on.
Rape.
You're going to get $10,183 worth of insurance."
Oh, you worked it backwards with the flat rate check. Cool.
And she goes, "Okay." And she wrote me a check. I didn't even do the app. She wrote me a check, $50. I did the whole application. I knocked on 6 doors that day. I got into 4 because 4 people were home.
Yes.
2 people weren't home. I got into 4 and I did the exact same presentation. I sold 4 policies for $50 each. I walked in next Monday to the guy that made $1 million a year, and I handed him all 4 applications. And I said, "You owe me $1,260. And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "You told me if I collect a check for $50, you're going to pay me $315." He goes, "You didn't see these home office." I said, "Home office? You didn't tell me anything about that. You told me you were going to give me money."
Oh, wow.
So practicing that's, I just saw one presentation. You just saw one person do the script. You wrote it down. You're like, "You know what? I'm just going to give this thing a shot." If agents would do that,
yeah,
but they believe in what they're doing.
Yeah.
I believe so much about what I was doing when I first, like I still do, but when I first got in, I was so invested. I was like, these people need to come by.
I remember that.
If I leave this house and they don't have insurance and I leave,
I'm gonna feel
I'm doing a
horrible.
disservice.
Yes. I do remember life before you felt that way, because I was like, I don't remember like life before that.
Yeah.
Like, how did I not care about that before?
Right.
And once you get an insurance, you're like, you see everything.
Yeah.
You
but
do.
it's crazy. I tell everybody this too, is insurance is only interesting to insurance agents.
Yeah.
No one else cares.
The people do not care.
They care less.
They're so happy that we care for them
Right.
about it.
They're like, "I'm glad you came by. You got it.
Leslie, you got it, right?" Because
Please.
I don't know. And I'm like, I got you. I understand this. Yeah, they love that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But like, we are huge nerds about insurance.
We are. It's where. How did I go this way?
Exactly. But like, everybody else doesn't really care.
They do not.
Only insurance agents care about how important insurance is. They just want to know that, hey, I'm going to pay this amount of money, and then when I pass away, this is much going to be taken care of. Or when I go to the doctor, all I have to do is show this card, and I don't have to pay anything.
And my feelings get hurt that they don't care as much as me.
Right. Exactly.
Like,
but if you,
what do you mean?
But what I mean is, if you have that feeling that comes off, they feel it too, and they know that you're a trusting person.
Yeah.
And they'll buy from you every single time.
I think that's got to be what it is. It's literally an influential trait.
Yeah.
Like like what you said, it just osmosis.
Yeah.
Touch me and you'll care about insurance when I'm done.
Yeah, exactly. If you cared half about insurance as much as I forgot about it, you would care a lot about insurance.
Right.
Right? So
It's really cool, though. Our business, I love it. I really don't see myself doing much else ever.
Yeah.
I really love Medicare, and I love the clientele.
yeah, we are growing a team.
Yep, growing a team. We're doing. I don't know. We only did like maybe 400 or 500. I think we did 500 something apps in AEP.
Just a couple.
Both agents brand new.
Yeah.
Like it was their first AEP.
Yeah.
And it was my third AEP. It was
Yeah.
my second full-time AEP.
Yeah. But like people that are coming on board with you, like you vet them pretty hard. They got to go through a pretty strict, like you got that tight knit schedule, right?
Dude, yeah. I'm like, listen, if you're
If
really
you're not doing this,
ready
this, and
to
this,
play,
we're not. And
'cause
so
my
many people reach out to you because you are front and center, like we
Yeah.
talked about. So many people reach out to you, and you just have to like shoot them up the gills, right? Like because they come in, they're coming into your funnels. Like people are watching and they're like, I want to be part of Leslie's team.
yeah, people reach out to me
but they
all the
don't
time.
want to buy leads. They don't want to dial. They don't want to door knock if it's final expense. They don't want to do all those things. And you're like, hey, this isn't going to work out.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because I want to address it. Like, people don't want the heat, right?
Mm-hmm.
They love the idea of it, but they don't want to do the work. They love calling and texting and saying, what do I have to do to work with you? And blah, 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 blah. But, like, they're not seriously ready to work with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate that.
Yeah.
Because I immediately, when they reach out to me, my brain's like, oh my God, an opportunity to help somebody. Like how I got this opportunity.
Right, yeah.
And so when they don't do what is required of them, it breaks my heart.
Yeah.
I'm like so sad. I'm like, dude, I'm ready. If you say go, I'm going.
Yeah.
Like I will pour into you.
Yeah.
And give you all of my time and
Yeah.
hold your hand and like I will show you the way. But you gotta meet me halfway. And if I see you like creep into me, it's like disappointing.
You're all or nothing.
Yes, because I know what it can do.
Exactly.
The business is just amazing.
Yeah.
It's just it really burns me
It's
up.
it's a
I literally have 20 people in my head right now where I'm just like,
that you
dude,
wish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like, man, I remember when you reached out to me.
Yeah.
Don't break my heart.
No, don't break her heart if you're going to reach out
Don't
to her
break my
today. So
heart.
if you're going to watch this video, reach out to Leslie. She's not hard to find. You can
Don't
probably,
break my heart.
yeah, find her on Facebook. She's easy to find on Facebook. She's done a couple of their
Okay.
videos with some other people.
Yep. Facebook, YouTube, you can Leslie Scofield the YouTube and a bunch of videos will pop up there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the Innovative Partners. I'm on Innovative and Friends.
Yep.
LeslieDScofield.com.
Leslie D. Scofield.com.
Oh yeah, the D for Diane. LeslieDScofield.com.
You got a whole website?
And I am Leslie _ Scofield. Whatever, Instagram. Go on Innovative Instagram and you'll see me.
Yeah.
In one of the things.
Yeah. Well, this has been a great. I
It was so
appreciate you
fun.
coming in. It's so much
I
fun.
love podcasts.
Yeah. Well,